Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allie, and today I am going to be reading some Rachel Harrison. In this video, I am super stoked because tomorrow I will be traveling to go and meet Rachel Harrison for her book tour for her newest book, Play Nice. I will throw it up on the screen because I don't have my copy yet. I ordered mine through the bookstore that's hosting this. It's the Novel Neighbor in St. Louis, Missouri. And yeah, I get my copy tomorrow right before they talk about the book and the signing line. So it's probably going to be a long night for me tomorrow, but I wanted to make this a whole Rachel Harrison vlog because I still have books of hers that I haven't even read. First Rachel Harrison was Such Sharp Teeth that I gave 4 stars to. The second Rachel Harrison book I read, I believe, was So Thirsty, if I'm not mistaken, and I also gave this one 4 stars. Then I read Black Sheep, and it literally changed my life. I love this book so much. It's my top contender right now, depending on how these other 2 are and her newest, but gave this one 5 stars. I absolutely love it. I'm kind of wanting to fit in a reread of this in this vlog because I want to read it again, and I think it might be kind of nice to, because I've only read it once, and I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, even a reread of this is going to be so much fun. If you don't know what this is about, I will be talking about it in this video, but if you haven't read it yet, and you don't want to be spoiled, because I'm not going to give full spoilers, but I am going to talk about what's in the synopsis, and I went into this book so blind. Like, I didn't read the synopsis. I didn't really listen to any reviews or read any reviews, so I had no idea what this was about going into it, which just made it that much more perfect. It was like a big shock for me with one of the like reveals that I think is actually in the synopsis. So on the TBR, I do have Black Sheep that I would like to do a reread of, but I have never read Cackle or The Return, but I own both of them, so I feel like this is perfect timing. And then of course I will be reading her newest, Play Nice, in this video as well. Actually, today is September 9th. Today is publication day for Play Nice, which is super exciting. But I have the aardvark copy of So Thirsty, which came out last year, so I thought Aardvark would probably carry her new one, but I seen that Book of the Month is, and I'm so bummed because I've been skipping every single month on Book of the Month because they never have horror selections. And the one month that they have a horror selection that like I would love to have, I've already pre-ordered it through a bookstore. So anyways, I thought I would start this vlog because I want to start reading one of these tonight. And then I will be taking an audiobook with me tomorrow for my travels. I want to take you guys along with me. And I also am going to be making Rachel a little book present. I made some movie and book earrings with my friends a while back, so I decided, since I'm always seeing her wear earrings, I thought it'd be a really cool idea to turn some of her book covers into earrings for her too.
Away, I'm a really close friends. Kicking through the cupboard, no sentimental what up. If you come by my house, could it really hit us? Till the lights on my laptop burn up. You know I said I heard you, you know I said I heard you. It's undercover right now. Thinking of the fuck I'm in the summer.
First off, I didn't have earring backs. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little stalkery. I went to Rachel Harrison's page and was like zooming in on like her pictures trying to see if she is a silver girly or a gold girly, and I kept seeing silver. So hopefully I was right. But yeah, I didn't have any more earring backs, so I had to go pick some of them up, and the only really local craft store we have is Hobby Lobby. And I'm not really that surprised by this, but it is appalling that there is not like an ounce of Halloween in that store. Don't get me wrong, there is a bunch of fall. There's even Thanksgiving stuff. But you want to know what they have the most of? Like even more, like in the holiday section, even more than fall and even Thanksgiving? Christmas. Not a single Halloween thing, but Christmas galore. Like, what? It's September. Every year it gets me. Every year. Earring backs secured, and I have been rereading Black Sheep. I kind of just wanted something on that I could listen to because I don't think I've ever listened to the audiobook. I could be wrong, but I don't think I have. I think I read it physically last time. So this time I went ahead and got it on Audible. I made it to chapter 5. I had to edit my little book covers to get them the right size. I had to print them. And I just use sticker paper. It's so much easier than like gluing them or using some type of adhesive and then them like pilling up or anything. So I use sticky paper and then cut them out. I put them on the foam and now I have little books. Look, it's a little Black Sheep book. Isn't it cute? Oh, I love them so much. So the idea is to use these little hooks to make them into earrings. And this isn't the same hooks I worked with last time, so I hope this turns out okay. My cat is being so nosy. She knows that I'm up to something and she wants in on it. Hey girl. These are pretty similar to the last ones I use. I just like to stick this little part, I know it's kind of hard to see, the little hoop or round part into the book, and I use UV resin and literally my nail lamp. That's literally what it is. I plug it up, I use this for the UV resin, but I coat the whole book to make it kind of like glossy and like feel more like a ceramic, even though it's super light, a ceramic earring, but it is super light, so that's perfect for being in the ear, and then they just dangle. They're gonna be so cute. I'll show you guys them, the steps as I go. I love making them though. They're just kind of like a little mindless, hey, you are up in my business. Why don't you come say hi to the vlog? This is my Salem girl. Hey. But anyways, it's just a mindless little craft to do. And then you have a collection of book earrings. And I've even done movie ones. Like I love them so much. I want to wear them more, but as you guys can see, I am making Rachel, I didn't like want to overwhelm her with all of them. In the future, if I see her again, maybe I'll bring her some more if she likes them. But I, of course, had to make her a pair of Play Nice, her new book, Black Sheep, of course, because it's my favorite, and I wanted us to have some matching ones. But I also made her one of So Thirsty, too. So I'm making her 3 sets, and then on top of that, I am making 2 sets for myself of 2 other books that I've read this year that I loved. Bury Your Bones and The Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. Check out my vlog on that if you haven't already. And then Grady Hendrix's Witchcraft for Wayward Girls, which I also have a vlog on, so I will also link it up above in the icons. But 2 vlogs. These are actually, I didn't really plan that. These are just 2 5-star reads that I was like, I love those covers. I want them as earrings. But now that I'm thinking about it, these are the other 2 like author events I went to this year. I went and met Grady Hendrix in January, and then in June I went and got to see the novel neighbor in conversation with V.E. Schwab. So I didn't get to meet her, but still got to go see her, which was really cool. But yeah, that's the plan for tonight. But I made it to chapter 5 of Black Sheep on my reread, and I'm eating it up again. I've already gotten to like the reveal that I was talking about, and I don't see it in the synopsis, so I'm not even gonna say it. But this is about Vesper, who is, I think it says she's 18. Oh, she left home at 18 and never looked back. So I think it's been like 6 years. So she's like 24. She's out in the real world, and it's kind of like Monica Geller says, welcome to the real world. It sucks. You're gonna love it. She is currently getting fired from her job at this restaurant where she is a waitress, and she's tired of singing the mindless birthday song or chant and taking shifts for people who want to just hang out with their boyfriends. And yeah, but she's just trying to do her own thing out in the real world because she grew up in a close-knit family that is so religious, it's like a cult. And once you leave the religion, like, you can't come back home. That is until she gets home and realizes she has a letter in the mail from her family. She doesn't know from who, but it is a wedding invitation to her old best friend who is now marrying her ex-boyfriend. So, like, the first love of her life, her childhood best friend is marrying. And they're inviting her to the wedding. She toys with the idea of going, and of course, I mean, it's a book and a story, so obviously she goes home to see them, and there's just a lot in the mix. Like, who sent her the invite? And we're getting to see the dynamic of, like, her family. Her mother, Constance, is a former horror film star, but she's also just like this bitch. She just is. She's set in her way. She treats Vesper poorly. Like, Vesper can never do anything right. And it's really hard for her to be around them because of how religious they are. And on top of that, there is also the absence of her dad, and some of her favorite childhood memories are of her dad that she never gets to see anymore. So it's also kind of like sad because she just has to deal with her mom, who is like so hateful. Yeah, I made it chapter 5. I'm going to continue working on these earrings. I'm working on the audiobook of this, and I will check back in.
And if I heard you wrong, you could put it on me. If I heard you wrong, you could put it on me. Got no baggage, I'm okay. No face.
Don't mind my dusty car. I am at the cemetery. It is the morning of the Rachel Harrison event, so I'm super excited, although my anxiety is through the roof, and I probably should not be sipping on latte because it tends to give me anxiety. Not as bad as, do you guys know, like, the store-bought Starbucks, like, latte that you can get and, like, just put in your fridge? That is what we usually keep in our fridge because since COVID years ago, I can't drink regular coffee anymore. It's so weird. I have to have espresso. And I've tried making my own, and I am just horrible at it. So I usually will have that in the fridge on days when I'm not getting Starbucks. But when I tell you, it gives me such bad anxiety that, like, I've just pretty much had to cut out all type of coffee, latte, type of caffeine in the mornings, besides my occasional Starbucks run. But James went and picked this up for me today. Everybody's in their feels. Everybody has anxiety, separation anxiety because of the trip I'm going on. This is my first, like, solo one I'm going on. I love The Novel Neighbor, but starting at 7 p.m. is so wild to me. I get, like, making sure there's enough time for people to, like, travel to it and be off work and stuff like that. But, oh my God, like, for the people who do have to travel, 7 p.m. for it to start, and then it ends, it'll probably, like, be, like, an hour-long type of conversation about the book, and then it's the signing line. And I'm going to try to get there early, so hopefully I can be one of the, like, first to be in line. But it's, like, at the Grady Hendrix event that had a signing line, like, we were there till close to 10 p.m. And then after that, like, we were both starving because we hadn't ate anything. So we stopped in at, like, a McDonald's and then had to get on the road for, like, 2.5 to 3 hours. So it's going to be a long night if that's the case for this one too. parked right now at my cemetery that I like to come and walk in. There's like, it's pretty big and there is paved roads all around it, so I can get my walk in, and I haven't been able to most mornings with work and stuff, so I'm excited to be able to do this today. And then I was thinking about maybe going to like a little thrift store, flea market. I'm trying to get the anxiety jitters out early in my day so that whenever I start driving later, it's not as bad. Wishful thinking. Anyways, I read more of Black Sheep, and I also finished the earrings last night really late. That's also why I'm tired. I didn't go to bed till after midnight. I'm going to be filling it today. I made it to chapter 11 and still loving it. I'm going to continue listening to it. I feel like I could probably finish this one during my walk or when I go thrifting. And I might stop in at my library. I haven't decided yet. September is such a huge month. Like yesterday, so many horror books released, and I want my hands on all of them. I'm waiting on 3 from my Aardvark box, and it's just been delayed and delayed and delayed. I'm still waiting on my pre-ordered Brian McCauley book too. A lot of books I'm waiting for, but there's also so many more. David Cloud Chapman has a new one. Eric LaRocca. There's so many. So yeah, somebody's walking my way, so I'm gonna wrap this up. But still loving this. The reread has been so much fun, and the audiobook is so good, and I'm just reminded. I was kind of just like, it's silly horror in a way, and there's a lot of elements that are like not really relatable for me, but at the same time, then she starts talking about the way that her family has made her felt about religion, and I'm like, yep, I feel seen. It's so healing.
It's a 45-minute drive from the west side back to my place. I'm stuck on 4 or 5, like 4 or 5, but a lot of time is just blank. Got a lot of shit on my plate, gotta get my head on straight. By the time I said it's over now, gone by yesterday. By the way, it's all the ways. If you couldn't tell nothing by the look on my face, making pictures don't belong in DMs. I've been trying to find out who the fuck I am. Pull me in, need a really tight pinch. Push away all my really close friends. Into the cover, no sentimental what up. If you come by my house, could it really hurt us? Till the lights on my laptop burn up. You know I said I heard you, you know I said I heard you. It's time to cover right now. Thinking how the fuck I ended somehow. Bite my tongue and drown it all out. Tired of the taste of blood in my mouth. Wait up, I can't respond right now. Wait up, I might be wrong right now. Wait up, just know you're coming in loud. Just know and if I heard you wrong, you could put it on me. If I heard you wrong, you could put it on me. Wait up a minute, I think that I'm feeling sick from all this automatic driving to your house.
I am back home. It has been quite the morning. I got my walk-in. I went to the library. Yeah, let's just do things in order. So, I have been neglecting my library. I just have. I have been buying books nonstop. I will say my reading, as you guys are probably aware if you've been watching my videos, my reading through like, I would say April through June, even July was pretty tragic. Not a whole lot was happening. I am like coming out of a pretty dark spell. So that means my library was also neglected. I have not checked out a single book all summer. And that's not like me. I usually have 10 plus books checked out. I love using the library. I love supporting the library. They're incredible, and you should support your local library. With that being said, I feel like, I don't know about your state, but our state has been getting hit with a lot of defunding the libraries. We've lost a lot of our digital like ebooks and audiobooks through apps and stuff like that that our library supports. It's been pretty tragic and depressing, to say the least, because it's stupid. But also, our library stays rather busy for the most part, which is really cool. But that means when you walk in to just find a book, you don't find hardly anything usually. I mean, yeah, you can find something, but you're not gonna find what you're going in to look for, I guess. So I didn't really have a certain book in mind. I just knew there's a lot of new horror releases. I want to see their new release section and see if any of them are there, and I might snag them so that I can start reading some of them. Not find a single one. So then I went to plan B because I wanted to check something out, and I'm doing this challenge that my friend is hosting, 12 horror icons for the year. Obviously, I fell behind because my reading was not great. So I'm trying to do a little catch-up vlog. I don't know when it's going to be out. It might be next month. It might be November. I don't know. But anyways, I got a couple of Junji Ito, I think is how you say it. I've never read his work, so I'm excited to dive into these. I'm a sucker for like manga and stuff, so I think I'm going to eat these up, and I don't know why I've put it off for so long. I didn't really know where to start. I just got a couple to try out and see. I was trying to Google it, and a lot of them were saying like Tommy, and then he has another one, but they're like massive. I was like, I'm gonna start a little bit smaller. And then another one is Clive Barker, who I've never read from before either. There was only 2 available, and the other one said, this is unlike Clive Barker. It's not fantasy, it's not horror, and I was like, I'm reading 12 horror icons. I want a horror book. So that's library haul. Then I went to my favorite thrift store. I always go when I'm feeling kind of like down and out. And I love this place. It always has incredible book selections, but all they play is gospel hymns. And so I brought my headphones with me today, and I continued listening to Black Sheep, which is quite the contrast now that I think about it. Anyways, I found a hardback in really good condition of Michael Crichton's Pirate Latitudes. I love this book, so super stoked about that. I do already have it in paperback, but now I have a hardback. I also found this hardback, Michael Crichton. It's massive. It has 3 of the Andromeda. I don't know how do you pronounce that. I have not got to these yet. I do have, I think, the first one in paperback, but I was like, that's kind of neat having all 3 of them together. And it seems to be in pretty decent condition, but I got both of these Michael Crichtons for $2 a piece. So I was like, I can't complain there. I do have to clean this up a little bit. There is a sticker on it. And of course, they always have some Stephen King's. I already have copies of both of these, but Stephen King is my collector author, so I have a hardback of Revival, and this is a paperback, but I also loved this cover. How cool is that? Love it. And then The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. This is a hardback. I have a paperback, but it's all right. I couldn't pass this up, although it says 2J from Angie. I love you, sweetheart. And I almost forgot. So many booths are decorating for Halloween, which, oh my gosh, it makes me so excited. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get something. So I seen, they actually had like 4 of these. And they look really cute because you can stack them kind of like a set. And part of me was like, maybe I should have gotten another one so I could at least have 2. But this was my favorite face, just like the traditional ghost. It's so cute. It has like a pearl to it. I don't know. I may go back and grab the other 3, but they were selling them individually. This was my favorite face, and I have so many mugs. Part of me doesn't even want to tell James that I got this because he's going to be like, really? Another mug? So yeah, my walk, library, thrift store, and I also went to the car wash My car was in dire need of it. It was pretty quick, so I didn't do the best job, but I feel accomplished and I feel like I've gotten a workout today. And I am still sipping on my latte. I think it's like, ooh, it's 11. I killed a lot of time this morning, which is what I wanted. My whole goal for today was to kill time to kind of like get rid of the anxiety, because as I get ready for today, the anxiety is gonna get worse and worse and worse. So I'm like trying to distract myself until the last minute. And I just got the email from the novel neighbor, and oh, bless them so much. They posted like a graphic of like where you can park. I think driving to the city is anxiety inducing, but parking, I freak out, man. And I never know, like, can I park here? Am I gonna get towed? Like, anxiety. So they posted a graphic showing what lots you can park in. I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. Anyway, sorry for rambling, but I am giddy. I am super stoked for tonight. I just gotta get past the anxiety, and I need to eat something because I feel like that will probably help too. But I did finish Black Sheep while thrifting, and I put it on like my car speaker whenever I was driving to different places. It still stands at a 5-star. It's just incredible. I feel like it's religious horror. I feel like if you come from a background like I do with having a religious background and finding yourself over the years and trying to break away from what's kind of been like forced upon you your whole life, this is just so healing. Like, this is a good book for you. Yes, it's silly horror. It's a little dramatic and over the top, but that's what makes it fun and exciting. No, my story is not the same as Vesper, but like I can still take away the moments where like she's like, my family did this to me, or I made that choice for myself. And those type of things are so empowering for me coming from my background with religion. So yeah, Vesper is turning 24 in this book, and I wish I had this book when I was 24. It's very meaningful to me. I am super stoked to get it signed by Rachel Harrison tonight. And with that, where do I even start? I'm going to eat, and I want to start my next Rachel Harrison today. I have The Return, Cackle, and Play Nice. And I'm thinking I might just start Play Nice. I might just buy the audio and start it, because I don't know. I'm so in my head. I'm like, it's only 11. I might be able to get Cackle or The Return done and then start Play Nice, because I'm going to this event by myself. It's my first dolo event. So I'm gonna bring my headphones because I want to get there early. I want to get a decent seat. And there's also a signing line. So during all of this waiting, I thought, bring headphones, listen to the audiobook. But I hate that I don't have the physical until later. But I'll get it as soon as I get there. Like, you walk in and give them your information and they give you your book that you're going to get signed. So I can just sit there and read from it then, but I don't know. I don't know if I should try to squeeze in another Rachel Harrison before Play Nice, or if I should just dive into Play Nice. I'll figure it out and let you know.
Dying LA traffic, watch me crash my fucking car into your couch. Don't wanna finish up this episode before you cut me out. I'm still done cause I'm way. You can never take me. I'm just living life, I guess a bottle wouldn't break me. Thinking about 1,000 reasons why you probably hate me. And if you pull up, I'll be your biggest fan, shoulda, coulda. I'm thinking about the past, and if I would, even stood a chance when your foot was on my dash. No, it only made me crash, I know I shoulda.
Hello, you guys. I left you for honestly a really long time. I have made quite the dent into Cackle. So I do want to talk about this. This is her like witchy book. I'm really torn on how I'm liking this one, because at first I was like, is this really a horror book? Like, yeah, we've had a couple of moments that are like ooh, witchy, you know, but like witchy to me isn't really horror. I like cozy, witchy books, and I kind of am getting that vibe from this. We follow Annie, who is kind of in a rut in her life. I honestly feel like a lot of Rachel Harrison books are of younger women who are at a certain standstill in their life and they're trying to figure things out. Annie happens to be 30. She just turned 30. And so to her, though, she's scrambling. She's like, what am I doing with my life? Which I know that feeling. I'm turning 30 this year. But at the same time, she has like her whole life ahead of her. And she's so codependent on her ex, Sam, who she's living with. I'll say it again, who she's living with. He informs her one day that he thinks that they would be better off as just friends. Like, they've lost their chemistry for a while. When I tell you, this girl is like madly in love with him, like head over heels for this guy, and he says that to her. What does she do? She continues living with him. As soon as I read that, I was like, girl, no, move. But she does end up moving to a smaller town because she used to live in New York City. She moves to a smaller town and she accepts a like ELA and ASL position at a high school. While there, she meets Sophie, this like magnificent woman. She can't tell how old she is. She's just so stunning and she's so mysterious and witty and just a peach, overall peach. She ends up inviting her over to her magnificent house. She has a library. She bakes pies. She is so magical. And this like friendship is born, and so far throughout it, like, she's really helping Annie kind of like get over her ex and just be like, girl, you got to move on, like, you got to keep yourself busy, don't think about him, put him out of your head, like, let's have fun, let's go do this, let's go do this. And so far it's been such a cozy read. Like, I'm loving it. I kind of wish I would have saved this as a physical read because I do have the audio on Everand, so I could listen to it while I got ready. But yeah, it's just been so cozy. This witchy person is being perceived, and I like that the horror elements are just like spiders and different things like that, but that are written in such a cozy way. Yes, spiders are cozy. At the back before the synopsis says, a darkly funny, frightening novel about a young woman meeting a witch who might be too good to be true. So I'm saying all these words and I'm saying, like, I kind of like that the witch is being perceived as this person that's helping her, but I think there is other plans for her, unfortunately. But at the same time, like, it may twist around into horror and I may love it even more. I don't know. I am still kind of like in between a 4 and a 5 right now. I have about that much left. I think I might actually be able to finish it before I'm even on the road, maybe, I don't know. I didn't think I was gonna be able to see my family before I left, but I just seen that the doors open at 6:30, so I think I'm gonna push my time that I leave back by 30 minutes, so I'll be able to give some love, some hugs to them before I leave, so I'm excited about that. But with that being said, I think I have about 30 minutes. I have my bag packed. I'm gonna pack some snacks. I'm gonna pack some Advil. You know that you're about to be in your 30s when you can't even go to author events without it feeling like you're going to a concert and you need Advil afterwards. Besides that, I will check back in with you guys whenever I do complete this, and then on the road, I guess, I'm going to start Play Nice. And I have so much driving time today. I'm sure I'll listen to some music at some points, but I have so much driving time today that, I don't know, I'm gonna finish this for sure, but probably make a pretty decent dent and Play Nice, if not finish it as well. With that being said, I have my outfit. I will try to show you guys my outfit of the day. I fight with myself so bad when it comes to putting together outfits, and it does look rather dressy. I am putting this like more cropped tee with a skirt with a slit. So it looks a little bit more put together, a little bit more dressy, but I am going to just be wearing my Converse with it. So I think it'll balance it out a little bit. I'm wearing my great grandmother's watch. Oh, and the earrings, are they not the cutest? I can't wait to give her hers. Yeah, this is the look. I put like a little choker with it. I feel like a square neckline, you gotta kind of have something going on, but I didn't want to take away too much from the earrings because they're just so cute. I rarely get to go to things like this for adults. So when I do, I don't care if I'm the dressiest person there. Like, I'm there to look nice and have fun and feel good in my skin, and yeah. Also, my eyeshadow. I am bringing some makeup with me so that I can like touch up anything by the time I get there, because it's like 3 o'clock and the event's not till 7. So once I get there, I have stuff to like touch up. I'm also bringing my books. Now I'm gonna go take some outfit of the day pictures and finish getting my snacks and stuff together so that I can still get on the road in a decent time. I'm 10 minutes shy. Wait, 3, 4. I'm about 10 minutes shy from being on the road for an hour and a half. I just finished Cackle, so I thought I would give you guys just a quick update, being as safe as possible. I'm just on a straight stretch highway, so it should be good. But if I'm not looking at you, it's because I am paying attention to my surroundings. But anyways, I know it's probably loud, so I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I landed at 5 stars. I really enjoyed, especially like the last quarter of it. And I didn't think it was going to go the way that it did. I was kind of like, I mean, it could, but I'm like, how is this going to go? All I'm going to say is that Sam is the epitome of the biggest douchebag. This is definitely for those who have dealt with codependency, have had a hard time finding their inner worth and being like, I'm worth more than just being with someone because I can't be alone. I can be myself and I can be confident and like be happy with myself even outside of a relationship. This is the book for you. It is, I feel like, empowering in that sense of, that's not really something that I deal with, although I've been in a relationship since I was a teenager. There's an empowering self-worth to this book that I feel like is going to touch a lot of people, or make people feel better about themselves, or hold themselves higher in their own mind, and that it's okay to be selfish. It's okay to put yourself first. I loved that. I loved also, she always has that female friendship bond that I just love so much. She made me love spiders. One thing I will say about this book that I forgot to mention earlier is how Sophie kept calling her pet. And I meant to mention it earlier because it bothered me the entire book. And finally, there's a scene where she says something, she's like, pet, and finally Annie's like, don't call me that. And then she thinks to herself, it was that moment I realized that like I've had an issue with that nickname. Like, why is she calling me that? I'm not something to be owned. I am my own person. Loved it. Landed at 5 stars. I am gonna listen to music for a little bit because my anxiety is through the fucking roof, and then I might jump into Play Nice.
I've been thinking about topics to talk about, to sort it out and make it right in my head. Now that it's been longer, know that I was wrong. days. Is this what I had in mind?
25 million years, cause my hands are shaking with chills.
Guess that I found my pit. God, I hope you take me. I'm just living life, I guess a bottle wouldn't break me. Thinking about 1,000 reasons why you probably
Don't mind me. I'm at a Burger King shoving my face with food because I'm starving. I ended up going all afternoon without eating, but I just got out I left around 9ish. I've been on the road for like an hour already. I have like an hour and 30 minutes till I get home, and it's almost 10:30. So not bad. It's a lot earlier than I had thought it was going to be. I'm going to keep this short and sweet because I will just check in with you guys tomorrow because I really want to get back on the road. But Rachel Harrison was a gem. The venue was hot. I was sweating balls. And I was so shaky because I hadn't eaten in hours. And I almost wrecked. And the traffic was so intense around like rush hour. Like everybody trying to get home and trying to find the venue. It was a whole ordeal. I was a little panicky. But we made it in the end. I got my book signed. They talked about the book. I'm so excited. I just downloaded the audiobook so I could listen to it on my way home. I don't know. Like, I have the jitters. I enjoy these events so much, and I'm so proud of myself for being brave and doing it because I wanted to just not so bad. Like, my anxiety just gets the worst of me. But I have, like, friends and family that tell me, like, oh my gosh, I see, like, you in your videos and, like, you talk so well. Your public speaking is so good. And I'm like, I'm talking to a camera. I step foot next to an author and I'm like, blah, blah, blah. Like I panic. Anyways, she was amazing. She signed all my books, took a photo with me, and I gave her earrings. She loved them. And so they were very thoughtful. And then so awkward because I'm just like, I try to think of what I'm going to say ahead of time because that's the anxiety. Like, I'm overthinking everything. And so we already discussed the earrings. She's signing my books. And so I just told her, like, I don't even know exactly how I put it, but what I was trying to get across was thank you for Black Sheep. Like, it's such a meaningful book to me. It's so good. And coming from a super religious background that I had to like break away from, that's just the book that like really has hit for me. And I don't know, I feel like I was still kind of like all over the place, and it was loud. Like, the venue was pretty loud. I wish it was like a little bit more intimate, but I mean, it was as a group, but like when it came to like the signing line, it was so loud. But she was so nice. She signed all my books, and then while I was telling her about how much Black Sheep means to me, she went back to Black Sheep and like added a little note in it for me. I will show you guys my signed books and stuff tomorrow. I'm going to finish eating my food, get back on the road, and then I'm going to crash when I get home. I am so tired. Good morning, you guys. I have a couple of minutes to spare before I take Axel to school this morning, so I thought I would check in before I forget. I have a busy day ahead of me, and I'm not gonna lie, I am so tired. I got home around, I think, after my stop to get food, I got home around midnight, so honestly, not that late at all. Like, it could have been a lot longer. I feel like all in all, time-wise, like, this trip went perfect. There was a few hiccups. I was the most paranoid about like getting a flat or like breaking down the side of the road. Like, that's my biggest anxiety of traveling by myself. Besides that, when you get closer to the city, it starts, like, the lanes start getting bigger. So there's like 3 and 3, so 6 lanes to then 8 lanes, and it's full-on city driving. Chaotic, and it's not even that aspect because I'm confident in my driving, otherwise I wouldn't be going. But like, It's the other drivers, like the people that live in the city are so used to this like everyday driving, and they zoom around you, and they literally like will just cut through so many lanes. They go like 20 over the speed limit. It's insane. When you're not used to that driving every single day and you're just trying to get somewhere and you're trying to pay attention to your GPS, and then you have people like zooming around you, it gets very anxiety inducing. Even that I managed, and I was doing really good. It was actually when I got into St. Louis. I drove on a side of town that I've never driven on before. No idea where I was going. Also, it's like older roads, so like some of them don't have more like full-on markings on them. So I'm like, am I even in my lane right now? Like, it's a road that you think is just gonna have maybe like 2 lanes, but it has 3 lanes, and so I'm like, this is cool. And I was trying to, my GPS was telling me to get over, so like I'm trying to get into the middle lane as somebody else, like I clearly was already going, but like then they started going too and weren't paying attention, and it was almost a collision. I was stressed to say the least, but I made it in one piece. Parking wasn't bad. I did get to park in the back lot. It's a little sketchy, but I found out at the event that this is where they host a lot of things, but that was like the eye of the tornado that hit St. Louis in May. So it's been under construction and stuff. But the event went so well. They talked about play nice, pretty much giving us an detailed synopsis about 3 sisters who have been raised for the most part by their father. They have some memories of their mother, but from what the stories that they have been told, their mother has kind of abandoned them. And when their parents split, they stayed with their mom for a while in her house, and then were taken away and given to the father. And then the mom just kind of like vanished out of their life. Now that they're older, they have been told that their mother has passed away. She had like a heart attack. And trying to deal with all of that on top of her not really being in their life, and trying to figure out like how they're supposed to feel about this and how to navigate it. Then on top of that, when they go home for the funeral, they find out that the house that they lived in with her, the mom never sold. And the big thing here is that this house is haunted. That's what the mom said. Their mom went on to write a paranormal type of book. Think almost like The Conjuring or Amityville Horror. It's that type of vibe where the house is haunted or possessed by a demon. Obviously, the dad and the girls never really believed her or thought that that was true. They remember their mom drinking a lot, and that led to the girls being taken away. So now the youngest, Cleo, although she's been advised not to read the book and not to go to the house, she goes to the house and she decides she wants to do kind of like a flip. So flip the house and then resell it. Her older sister, Lita, is not really a fan of this. She's the older sister who's just kind of like trying to watch out for her sisters, a little bit more mature about things. Then we have Daphne, who is the middle child, who's just kind of there along for the ride. Like, you do you. She supports both sisters. And then you have Cleo, who is the young one who we are following. And she is something else. She's been so much fun to read. She is the one that wants to flip this house. And her dad is actually really supportive of redoing the house, because he's like, this is something that you can do. Something to keep you busy. I think it's really great for you that you're stepping up and wanting to do something like this. But he has always advised her to never read her mother's book, which she is reading while she starts, looking into this house. And she's reading these chapters about like her childhood that she doesn't even remember, like her talking to her mom like when she was like 7 about someone or something else in their house, like talking to her, or being up in the attic, or you know, stuff like that. So I'm loving it so far. On my way home last night, I made it to chapter 14. I'm loving it. I'm going to continue it today. Also, I pre-ordered this, so it was signed on the black page. How cool. Look at the smiley. But since they said it didn't show up extremely well and they wanted to personalize it at the event, she also signed this page. So she put don't, and then she underlined play nice. So cool. She was so sweet. I'm of course like overthinking every interaction I ever have with anybody, so fun for me, but I'm glad that I went. For So Thirsty, she put cheers. For Such Sharp Teeth, she put Be Wild. For The Return, I literally took my whole book collection, you guys. She put BFF question mark. This is the one that I still haven't read. They mentioned it a couple of times last night too, and I was like, oh, I wish that I would have had time to read all of them ahead of time. For Cackle, I think she just signed it. Oh yeah, she signed it, and then for you are real magic, and she put a heart next to it. Then for Black Sheep, I had told you guys she signed it, and she put like a pentagon. And then, you know, once I kind of told her my story while she was signing the other ones, she went back and she put Helen back, proud of you, with the heart. It was such a good book event, so like intimate and just sweet, and I'm so glad I was able to go to this one because I didn't go to the So Thirsty one last year, and will definitely try my best to go back in the future. She mentioned her book that she is in the editing process now. She's fully written it, but she's in the editing process, and she said hopefully this time next year she'll be back with a new book. So I gotta take my kiddo to school, and then I'm gonna read some more, and I'll check in with you guys later. Well, I'm officially a demonic girly pop. I have finished Play Nice, and I absolutely loved it. I ate this book up. I wasn't sure earlier if I was going to be able to finish this today or not. It's just kind of been one of those like really busy days where I feel like I can't catch my breath, let alone take the time to listen to it. I did end up doing more audio than I did of physically reading, but I will say for like the last 10-ish chapters, I did kind of like tandem where I listened while I just read it. I mean, I already had the audiobook because of my trip and traveling and stuff, so no shame in my audio book game. I'm a little scattered though, so I can't remember what all I said about this, but this book deals with a family dynamic of 3 sisters. We really get to see their characters shine as the oldest sister, the youngest sister, and the middle sister. And I feel like the vibes for this and each one of them were just immaculate. I feel like for the most part, I didn't really relate with them in a sense of, I feel like Daphne and Lita weren't in the story enough to get a full grasp on them besides just what Cleo tells us. With that, I am a middle sister, so I feel like I didn't relate with Cleo as much, but like I mentioned, I think in one of the last clips, I loved reading from Cleo's point of view. And Rachel said something at the event that I don't know, it just really stuck with me. And I think it was also because I had just reviewed Cackle, and I had talked about how like, I think it was Cackle, or it might have been one of the other ones, and I had talked about like how I don't relate with, I feel like a lot of her characters, there's always like, I think Vesper was the first one where I could say like I had the most in common with, but at the same time, we're still so different. Not that that's a bad thing. I would say I tend to not relate more with her characters than I do with like other characters in books. And again, it's not a bad thing. I still enjoy her characters and especially the character development. And I want to come back to that, but Rachel said that it's really hard for her when she pours herself into these not only books, but characters, and how no, not a single one of them is her made over, but that they all have pieces of her. And I resonate with that. I feel like all of her characters, there is pieces of them that I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's me coded. Sorry, pardon me while I had to go and put my cats in my bedroom because, oh my gosh, I hit record and it's zoomies. But she went on to talk about how it's really hard when she sees reviews and things of not only her books, but other books as well, of people saying unlikable characters or flawed characters and stuff like that, and then just like kind of moving on with it. And she's just like, do you care to elaborate on that? Like, what makes them unlikable? Like, she said, I hate when it's just so vague. And if you're going to kind of like hate on a character by saying that they're flawed or that, and I find myself doing that, you know, but I think it's opened my eyes to be a little bit more transparent and like making sure that I put out there why they are that way. Because although I agree with her, at the same time, I do think it's okay to say that a character is flawed or a certain character is unlikable. In some cases, I read a lot of books that have very unlikable characters, but a lot of the time they're antagonist. And I think that that is okay to say. But when you're following a main character, I think it's one thing to say that they're flawed, because everybody's flawed. I'm flawed. You're flawed. Like, we all have our flaws, and that's okay. Like, nobody's perfect. And nobody should be put on that pedestal to even be perfect. But I don't know. I feel like in a way it's kind of opened my mind to be like, you know, you're right. Like, some of these characters, you know, the authors are putting pieces of themselves in them, and I'm sitting here saying like, this character is so unlikable, you know, and it can kind of sound bad. And it's a good thing to be a little bit more blunt and like put it out there, like what parts of the character you don't like, and maybe mention some that you do like. I had a really hard time connecting with the characters in So Thirsty. It just wasn't relatable to me, where her other books have been so relatable and like hits for me. And it also just goes to show what books work for some, and knowing that like, although this book didn't work for me, I know it's going to work for somebody else out there. Somebody else is really going to take away something meaningful from this book, like I did with Black Sheep. I would definitely say Cleo is flawed. I would definitely say that there is aspects of her that, for me, is more unlikable. But as a whole, I do like her as a character. I feel like it was kind of fun to be in her head, because I'm not reading this character to be me. I'm reading this character for her story. And Rachel had said how she wants her to be promiscuous and wants her to be more out there and extroverted and all the things that I am not. But sometimes it's really fun to read characters that are so out there and like so confident. And that's the thing. Although I may not be like Cleo, I feel like there's the whole message of this, the whole story of this. Yes, it's a haunted house. It's possessed by a demon, and it's scary and paranormal, and another really good possession and exorcist book that I love, and I ate those bits up. But what I love so much about Rachel Harrison's books is that the story itself and the characters, there's always a deeper meaning behind it. With Cackle, I talked about how I feel like the deeper message here is codependency and being confident in who you are, with or without someone, knowing that like at the end of the day, you should be here, you should be living this life for you, yourself. And there's parts of this that really hit home with me, but I know that it's gonna hit harder with other people who need that message. With Black Sheep, there's so much I could say about this, because this one did hit home for me. There's so many parts of it that I was just like, oh my gosh, yes, like that's what I needed to hear. I feel like in a silly haha way, this takes on religious horror, but in a way of breaking away from religion and being confident in your decision making and doing what's best for you, and yeah, fighting for yourself. It's been a minute since I've read such sharp teeth, but I do remember a character who kind of questioned and doubted herself a lot, was not very confident, and then started getting all of these different changes to her body, literally transforming into a werewolf and being like, I am her. And I love the like confidence that radiates from Rachel Harrison's books. I feel like it's so always empowering, and I always leave her stories feeling even more confident about myself. And I would carry on to So Thirsty and say that we have such bold characters that are so confident, and they reminded me more so of Cleo and her confidence. And that's where I feel like with this one, we're taking on like family dynamics, and this one we're taking on friendship. I do feel like there is friendship in a lot of her stories, but I do feel like she's dabbling more into romance with some of the newer ones, which I have been enjoying. But I love at the core of her book, it is about female being empowered and confident in herself and not needing anybody else to fill that void. Like, they can do this on their own, and it's kind of like their self-discovery that they can do so much that they put their minds to better themselves and help themselves, and not rely on other people or feel like they're not good enough and that they can't do it by themselves. And I just love that. I love that so much. This one is a 5-star for me. I have 4 stars, my 5 stars. I love Rachel Harrison's work so much. I'm excited to jump into the return, and I think I will. I think I'm going to pause because I have kind of reached my deadline on what I wanted to spend on this video, so I do need to pause and finish up a book or two for other projects, and then I'm going to jump back into this and leave you guys with, I guess, another review or a little update. Hello, I am back in my dusty car, and I'm back in this video. I am sitting in parent pickup line right in the sun. Got my weird snack today. I have some avocado and seaweed, because why not? Anyways, I'm checking in to let you know that I took a detour for other videos, as I said. But I am back to this vlog, and I'm starting The Return by Rachel Harrison. This cover is so neon. She put BFF question mark in it. Yeah, I have some time to kill in parent pickup line, and then I'm taking the cats to the vet later. Not fun. And then I don't know, I've been so antsy today, so like I want to get some more stuff done around the house. I like want to sweep and mop my floors, and I've been dusting everything over the weekend. I dusted all of my bookshelves, got them all rearranged. I don't know, I'm like fall cleaning. I mean, I feel like fall cleaning hits me harder than spring cleaning. Like I'm ready. Anyways, I'm gonna eat my snack and start this book. I know you guys can't really see, but I am obsessed with the new shirts at Five Below. It's the cover of The Exorcist. So cute. I am finally wrapping up this vlog, and I'm coming at you looking like a hot mess. It's been a long day, but I finished the last book, The Return. I feel like the last couple of clips have been a little like spotty. Like I don't know what has been said, what hasn't been said. Sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought because I had got a phone call. So I have a quick minute to talk to you about The Return. I don't know what was said in the last couple of clips. I ended up not finishing it yesterday, made a pretty good dent in it, and then I picked it back up today. This one is so hard to put down. It is so good. Although it's horror, it reads kind of like a thriller, and I have not been picking up thrillers. Like, thrillers just don't do it for me anymore, but this, so good. This is what I want from thrillers and that I never get. It follows a group of women. They're kind of like, they're all friends, but like these two are closer and these two are closer type of vibes. And one of them, Julie, is Elise's best friend, and she goes missing. And a year passes, they still have never found her, and all of a sudden she just shows up. But she's acting very different. Her husband is noticing it, her friends are noticing it. She's not really coming around a whole lot. And then like they all are like, let's do a girls trip. They get together, they go and they stay at this like hotel that's kind of like a B&B, but it's like really cool. Each room is decorated with like a different theme, and some of them they talk about like how hideous the rooms are because they're just bright pink or bright purple, and then some of them are like really cool and book themed and stuff, and it just continues from there. It builds like a thriller with the suspense of what is going to happen next, what is wrong. It also reads like a thriller. It's like you don't want to spoil giving anything away, because those reveals and twists are really what make a book like this. I had just such a good time with this. It was gory. It was just super interesting too. Like she would take like a minute and like start breaking down Elise, our main character, more and more, like how her past relationship was and like the extent of it, the levels she reached, you know, with obsession. And also like other tidbits of her life that we're getting. And even those parts, usually in a book like this, I start to like kind of, okay, like get back to the story, I'm bored. No, not with this. I was so like, what? And I just kept going like, what the fuck? Like, what? The character is just so intriguing and interesting, kind of like being in her mind, because it seems so like, yeah, she's kind of having a hard time. She hasn't been able to keep a serious relationship and dealing with a lot in her life, and kind of seeing that like her best friend is married and has the best life and then goes missing, and then she doesn't have her friend. So like she's really struggling, but then to like at the same time she seems so normal and like assured of herself, and I don't know, it's so hard to explain. This character is so interesting to me. I really liked it. And like, yeah, she has some like flaws and some troubling things that she thinks or that she's done, but I just found her so appealing to me. Like, it just was so much fun being in her head. And then the story on top of that, the plot, the reveals, the twists, not really, I wouldn't even say it's like a really twisty one. It's more so like, yeah, you're gonna get those reveals, but it's more so like suspense leading up, because I could not guess for the life of me. I was like, I feel like I know what's going on. It's gonna be something along this, but like, there was so much to this that just kept me wondering, like, what is it going to be? And yeah, I just loved it. I think before I got cut off a minute ago, I had said, yeah, Rachel leaves, like, I feel like certain things in the book for the readers to be like, oh, yeah, that's gonna happen, or that's gonna be because of this, or whatever. But she did such a good job leaving things the way they were throughout to keep you guessing and wondering until the end. And I love that. That's what makes a good thriller for me. I feel like nowadays, every thriller I pick up, I guess it within like a quarter of the way in. And I just love that this one just kept me like, is it this? Or is it this? Oh my gosh, what is this? I didn't know what the vibe was going to be, but I really, really enjoyed it. And I loved all the extra stuff in between. Such a good time. I gave it 5 stars. I had so much fun with this video. I don't know how long it's gonna be, but I think I'm caught up on all of Rachel's work besides maybe short stories and like collections, and also doll parts that I want to get to at some point. But I have 5 stars, The Return, Black Sheep, Cackle, Play Nice, the new one. And then I also still have Such Sharp Teeth and So Thirsty that are my 4 stars, and I'm pretty happy with that. Let me know what your favorite Rachel Harrison book is. I would love to know and discuss it with you in the comments, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.
Who's